Hello, my name is Marcus and welcome to another episode of Tabletop Reviews, where today I'm having a look at Keystone, Northamerica. A 2022 release, which is definitely in my top 5 of the year. A little spoiler alert for you there. Anyways, let's just quickly get to the table and talk about its setup and gameplay. Alright, let's get it open here, if it wants to. Set it aside. Rulebooks, I don't need those. Bam. Okay, point token. We'll start off with the central playmat here. This is gonna help you split everything. Bam. Right, you can kind of place these tokens over here and these tokens over here, and some of them have fallen out. It's okay, it's quite alright. Let's set up the central board first. So if you want to, you can add this little cardboard one to just add into the numbers. Now, you'll add this turtle depending on the amount of players. If you're 1, you'll put me 4, if 2, 5, 6, 7. I'm just going to put it on a 5 for a 2-player game. Then you will really quick take out like these things right here. Mix them up nice and good and place them in here. Bam, 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 and bam. There we go. White side up first, of course. And then the rest you won't need that. You can put it into the box again. Then you've got a deck of cards. Now there's actually 2 decks of cards. But as you can see, denoted by these spots in the... There's absolutely no light, but some spots down here with 3 spots to symbolize that half of the deck will only be used if you are 3 or 4 players. So for a 1 or 2 player game, you need only the first one. Actually, this one. Add it into the middle and flip over the top cards. And bang. Get it mixed around quite a bit. Anyways, up top here, you will add in these here cards. Look like this on the back. Sorry, this is of course a 2-fold deck. Because now we get to the player setup. So each player gets, first of all, a player board here. Okay, and they look quite different, but they're all 4x4 grids, so that's important. And each player gets one of these, which is a individual goal cards card. And you start off with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 acorns. 2, 4, 5. And bam, and now you're ready to begin play. So what it's about is to get as many of these cards on your 4x4 grid and get points. You can also see here, this is some special things you need to do. So this one needs an L shape with the sun symbol, so that's like summer cards. Then I need 2 exclamation points in this symbol, that means endangered species. They need 4 house symbol whatsoever on their grid, and then they need 3 frost symbols in a row. I don't know what those 4 cards are. And the way you see these symbols is quite simple. Actually, let me show you this one. I don't have an endangered anyways. Let's bring up. So first of all, you have this Northwestern Grey Wolf. Here you have points value. Here on the bottom right you have, you know, winter or summer or whatever, frosting. On the left you have also something along those lines. 2 different ways of symbolizing it. This is like a habitat, and this is like preferred season, and this is a keystone symbol. Some of the cards have these ones. They're very important because they can like double you, triple your points in regard. And here you have again those symbols, but you have this little broom symbol. An exclamation point will also be over here. Let me just find one. I should really have had one ready, but let me just try and find, oh, right on the bottom you can see exclamation point, this is an endangered species. Ah, boy. Okay, so you grab cards from this grid here. The one that's closest to the deck is for free, but everyone after that will cost you an acorn. You can place an acorn on a snowy owl, and you can get, also on the long tail, so 1, 2, and then you get the white-tailed deer if that's the one you want to start off with. Just as an example. As soon as you grab a card, you can place it, so let's say we grabbed this one, you can place it wherever you want on your grid. Let's say I place it right here. Okay, so when I said that the number is points, I lied. That is its number in the row, of course. So, for example, if I next round would go ahead and say, actually getting the white-tailed deer, I could place it right here. Now, first of all, I would get an acorn back because you have that orange symbol matching. That's the only one. If I had two symbols matching, like for example, if I grabbed this gray wolf here, I would have the brown and the green symbol matching. That's not the one I grabbed. I grabbed this one. And I placed it right here. Now, this would also give me points because I said the brown is in a row and it's 1, 2. So I would get 2 points for this one because there are 2 in the row. Great. Alright, I'm gonna try and find a Keystone brown. Then morph with as an endangered. I know there's some in here, just need to find them. Okay, this one works. So for example, if I grabbed this Sakura cactus. That's in here, now there's 3 in a row, that's 3 points, but through the Keystone symbol, I score them all one more time. So that's 6 points now. And the way you get these right here is through these actions here. Because instead of grabbing an animal, you can grab to take the action of one of these up here. And one of them is, for example, one that I can actually take. I can't take any of these, but for example, this one would be grabbing a green one on that symbol. Now, I don't have that symbol, but say it wasn't that one, I could grab one of these and place it there. Let's just say that I would flip it around to its yellow side and put it back. Then I would have one of these here. Now that would be 1, 2, 3, and 1, so that's 4 points. Scored yet again 8 points. So that's how you all of a sudden just get a whole lot of points. So game ends, and of course you also have this one to score extra points if you complete it. I mean, this one's nice with the yellow stuff there, but not, and you have kind of a start for summer. Anyways, you will score both. Anyways, one way to finish it if you fill it completely. Another way is if the turtle over here reaches 0. How does it reach 0? Well, it reaches 0 every time someone uses the yellow actions. So let's say that 3 of them had been flipped over like so. You can then choose to take the yellow actions and then you take all of them in whatever order. You could draw 3 up and keep only one of them, and take 2 acorns and move one of your animals, bam, and then the turtle will move down. Now it's on 4. And every time you do that, it moves down, and then if it reaches 0, that's the end of the game. Or if you fill it out, that's the end of the game. One last thing you can do is you can purchase one of these cards right here. Bam. They have, of course, they have a symbol, and then they have an environment, a season, an environment. That's not whatsoever. And then they have whatever number you want. Let's say, for example, I put this one here, and then I had, which one did I have? That doesn't work because it's the freaking same number. That's also the same. Fuck's sake. This one, right here. Let's say I had that. So first of all, I would of course score a lot of points for this one, the Keystone, everything, very nice. And it would work as a 4 in this row, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. But here, it could work as a 3 or a 5. Probably best with a 3 because then I can build 2 and 1 down here. But anyways, that would be 3 and 4, and also 2 points there. No extra point in this case for endangered animals, unfortunately. That would of course show up on this one. But anyways, that's a way these can be used. A 4 in this row, a 3 in this row. It can also be a 2, it can be a 5, it can be a 1. In any row whatsoever, however you want to do it. In the game you score. It kind of doesn't matter which way you go, but you sort of go horizontally first and then the other way. Scoring each individual row individually. And then adding all the points together. Going like that, diagonally, is that correct? I think it is. You won't score anything. And that's how you play. Alright, of course, if you choose to take the wolf here, for example, then you also get this, whatever acorn is on it. Right now there's 1 on it, but you get that to your collection and then you can add the wolf. The transaction tool never gets any better, and this time I nearly forgot to tell you about how to get the acorns. Acorns are really important because if you don't have any acorns, you're stuck with the first, maybe second choice. That's not good. Anyways, Keystone Northamerica, let me talk about the gameplay. The gameplay is amazing. I have to say anything now. It's not amazing. It's good. I really like it. This sort of grid building where you're trying to mix the colors and the numbers and trying to get more colors in than other, you know, than just having one. Definitely very, very interesting. I think the middle part is the most intriguing to figure out. I think it's very easy to get a border because it is. But then you get the central part, that's where you really mix up things. And you're going to end up with strips where there is like none. Like very close to 0 points. Sometimes I've said last in the game and be like, can I do something to just get 2 points from this freaking row? And sometimes I do. But that's like the sacrifice, because you want to maybe score your bonus card, which obviously the more the 4 you get, the higher points value it gets. It's very intriguing to try and score those, but also try and score a lot in this one. It's definitely better to get all four of the thingamajigs than it is to get one full row. I mean, unless you really pile on those manual things, I can't remember what they're called. Like, unless you really pile those on and have a bunch of Keystone logos, keys, whatever, it is way better to get all 4 done and sacrifice a row for that. Definitely. But you want to get as many points as possible out of this. And I really like the intriguing puzzle of doing that, having enough acorns, but you want that last one. Of course, forgot to mention, as soon as one card is drawn, all other cards are moved closer. So if you draw number 1, then number 2 becomes number 1, 3, number 2, so on, and you get a new number, 6 it is. So that's, you know, that's the interesting thing, is you want to wait and maybe get further ahead, but if it gets too far ahead, maybe someone else gets it before your turn. Very interesting duel, 2 versus 2, very intense. At 4 players, it's very intriguing, very, like, the cards change a lot. You have difficulty of looking forward into time and planning your move, because like, there are 6 cards, there are 4 people taking a turn. Half those cards are going to be gone, so the thing you want to do might not be possible. At 3 players, we haven't played this a lot much. Every time I bring it, both my stepdad and my mom want to play it, so I haven't really played a lot of 3 players, 2 and 4 mostly. And of course I don't really play solo. But very intriguing gameplay. The white and the yellow actions, it's very an interesting thing of entering the game through that. Because we've experienced mostly that you fill out the grid, because you want to focus on that. But those white and yellow actions are really good and really important. You can score a lot of points through those green things. Can't remember what they're called, journals or something. You can score quite a few points. I mean, obviously, if you pile on 3 onto a B it's on the cover, and you have that in a row where it's just 3 and 1 keystone, all of a sudden you have 12 points right there. And that's, you know, that's good. But it's getting you closer to the end. Can you then finish everything, or are you going to lose a bunch of points because you don't have completed your 4 extra tasks and you don't really have some good completed rows? maybe not. Maybe not. One thing I will add is, if they're like the B, for example, actually, it's a 1, it's a number 1 that has all 4 colors. So if you have a corner to spare, when that B comes out, you want that B and put it in the corner. Because then you can build 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4 on either side with any color you want. So definitely one thing that's really twisting it from not being so balanced is that the ones with multiple on the left habitats, the word for it, they're definitely better than the one with less habitats, unless those with less habitats have a Keystone logo key thing. That's basically the only reason they would be better, or maybe because you just need one with an endangered symbol in a certain pattern, and that's one. Otherwise, more habitats is better for this game, and that's a bit of an unbalanced thing. You're not going to often pick ones with only one habitat, because it's going to limit you so much. But you can still build something off of it, but people are going to very easily ruin it for you if they have multiple, right? If I have the B and I see you taking the, I think the polar bear only have ice on it. It only has the blue habitat, the ice habitat. But I have the B, which has all 4. Well, I'm gonna grab blues for the next one as much in it as I can to ruin it for you. I'm gonna grab, like, I can't think of an example that has blue and another one. But I'm definitely gonna grab that one and leave you with the ice fox. This thing, I believe that also is just blue. Can't fully remember, of course, I'm not that good. But I'm gonna leave you and limit your options and other people around. Like, we really just punish my stepdad for only taking the blue ones in one game. And in that way it's a bit unbalanced. He did manage to score points, but he was definitely not going to win. So that's pretty interesting. Unbalanced but interesting, and that's the thing I have. It's a bit unbalanced, but it's very interesting, very intriguing. I really like the game, like the gameplay of building this thing and knowing you can't get it perfect, but you're gonna get it damn close. And I have been really freaking close in some games, really just almost there as a perfect grid scoring for it. And all 4 of these are scored, and then I got 4 on this one, 3 and 2 and 2. You know, you get really close and you get a lot of points, but never completely perfect. But very interesting in the gameplay, and just hunting as many points as possible. You really need to think about your moves, and spending acorns are worth 1 point for every 3rd in the end. So spending 10 acorns on one of those cards, they are any number, but they're only 1 habitat. That's interesting. You can use it at specific points. Sort of limited, maybe, you know, but then again, any number in either row, it doesn't need to be the same number. You can say 4 for this row and then 6 for another, not 6 because it only goes to 5. Very interesting, and there's some obvious tactics like 1s and 5s you want in the corners to start, because, well, they're the last and the first number, and then 2s and 3s and 4s you kind of want in the middle and stuff. So in these, at the start it's like obvious to try and do something, but then it gets further and further in, it's not as obvious, and you think, can I use that one? But I kind of want to use that one. That one's good for my bonus, my individual bonus, but that one's good for my rows. You really get into this thing, and then like, do I want to use all yellow actions? I could use the acorns. There's some other abilities in there that's pretty good. Moving 1 card, I could use that. Oh, but it's going to push it towards the end. Very intriguing with the gameplay in this one. Theme, I freaking love the theme. It's nature, right? So I don't think the theme comes that much in the gameplay, like it's matching symbols to numbers to other symbols, basically. Not really thematic. I mean, obviously it makes sense that the polar bear is on, like, you know, only the icy habitat thing, and the brown bear is 3rd part. But then you have something like the bee, as I said, all 4. It doesn't really do well in icy habitats, so it's quite thematic in some aspects, but it's not very thematic in others, and the numbers don't freaking matter. I mean, some of the larger cards do get higher numbers, so I guess that's sort of thematic, but not really where you want it, right? But obviously just the look of it and the theme in it, actually animals and stuff, I love that. I love having the animals on board. I love building up the animals. Sometimes I pick one, like the spider. There's a spider in it. We never freaking play with it because we can't handle the spiders. We're like, I'm gonna use a yellow action, get rid of some cards, get rid of it. So that's a little bit fun and adds to the thematic thing, but gameplay wise, you don't really feel the theme. It's matching symbols and numbers, right? Components. Let's talk about components. I have the deluxe edition, so that's the thing. I did get the regular resource tokens, the acorns and the stuff, in like the cardboard thing. It's actually a nice cardboard. It wasn't too thick, it wasn't too thin. It was kind of in a good sense, but obviously the wooden components, this one amazing. The playmat, which is the central board. I don't know if that is the central board. Actually, I don't think you get that if you don't have the deluxe edition. But to me, it is what I want from like a playmat. It has spots for the cards. It helps you set it up more easily and more simplistically, and people always know where things go. So it's the essence of a good one. The cards are nice. They're square, which I didn't expect, but they're nice. Obviously, the artwork is amazing, beautiful, love it. The cards are good quality. In being squared off, a little bit difficult to find sleeves for, I find, but good quality cards. A little bit on the thin side, a little bit on the thin side, I would say. But otherwise, good quality cards and awesome, beautiful artwork. Another game where artwork carries it through, right? But yeah, the deluxe components are amazing and I love them and I can't live without them. And of course the little turtle score pad is nice. It's a nice touch. It's a nice touch that it's a turtle. I think that's, I don't know, I just like that you're moving a little turtle down. That's nice. Alright, so does it lie to you? I actually don't know exactly what the minutes are on it, but I know it's 1 to 4 players, 10 plus, and 30 to 60 minutes. So 1 to 4. I haven't played a 1 player, but I would say 2 or 3 is probably better than 4. 2 players is probably my favorite at this one because it is a little bit more open and you have more opinions, right? Because in a 4-player game you might have 2 options when it comes your turn. You can have it down to 1, you can have it down to 0. So it's more interesting at a lower player count, and 2 is currently my favorite. Haven't played it that much 3-player, haven't at all actually. And 1 player, of course, I don't really play solo. 10 plus, the scoring is difficult to understand. So that would, be difficult because scoring is very difficult to understand. 30 to 60 minutes, pretty accurate on the time there actually. And so what is my score for it in the end? Well, I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. Yes, I really loved the gameplay and the process of trying to build this one. As I said, it's a bit unbalanced. It's quite unbalanced actually with them, but not in a sense that completely ruins the game, just in a sense that you are definitely going to want other cards over some, in the start of the game. But coming towards the end, you can maybe be more specific, but at the start you definitely have a choice. And then you have the white and the yellow bonuses, which some of them are way better to have in the game than others. And definitely, like, if we see one in the game, we just know, shit, because it's not that good. Those 2 things kind of make it a little bit for me, and it can't quite be that 10, but I am giving it a 9 out of 10 because I really love the artwork, really love the components, really love the idea of building this grid, as I said, and paint the acorns and stuff. There's a lot of stuff in it I really like, and yeah, a 9 out of 10. So obviously I am keeping it. I think my girlfriend would probably say it's a 10 out of 10 because she really loves it, and she's probably the reason we've played so much of it. But I really like it too, so that's really awesome. And that is Keystone Northamerica. That's another episode of Tabletop Reviews. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye.